Hello everyone, Rimea here, and welcome to the second part of my deserted Super Mario Bros. U playthrough. Didn't catch the first part. I was actually part of the development of this mod, which this is a mod of New Super Mario Bros. U, if you couldn't tell yet. And I talked about a lot of the development of the mod, and I'll probably be doing the same again this time. So this time we're tackling World 2, which is the final world of the mod, because it's only 2 worlds long in total. And yeah, so let's get started with 2-1 Perilous Pass. This is quite a unique stage. I think it's inspired a little bit by Beanstalk Ascent from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I think that's 7-3, if I recall correctly, on top of my mind. Yeah, it doesn't involve any beanstalks, but like the screen wrap and the vertical stage where you end up in kind of space is very newer-like. Also, if you just noticed and you hadn't tuned into the first part, for some reason on this ROM, sometimes like random models, specifically these bone goombas, disappear, and there's just feet left. If you see that, don't despair. It's only something that happens to my own ROM, so you shouldn't really worry about it. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the screen wrap mechanic before, because it was almost not even used in New Super Mario Bros. U, only in like one bonus section, I think. It like basically wraps the screen around so you could jump from the left to the right, like I've been doing for a while now. Yeah, one way this is also like Beanstalk Ascent is that the background gets increasingly darker the higher you go. So that's really neat, I guess. The only complaint in this specific case I would have is that there are no stars appearing, which there would be in real life, I think. Also, something unique about this stage is that it's only 200 seconds long, which means we're about to get the hurry up thing right now. There we go. But luckily, I've played this stage quite a few times because I actually changed it quite a bit myself, because the design was originally a little more harsh, and also I didn't have any of these background tells, you know, these red things in the back right here, which I added myself to make it a little more like decorative and stuff. This is probably the second most Trody start coin in the ROM. The most Trody we'll see in this part as well. Because if you hadn't collected that, you'd shoot right past it, and you know you'd have to do the entire stage again if you wanted to get the star coin. So yeah, yeah. So there's no stars in the desert apparently. Also, the sky is like slightly red for some reason. It's very weird. It almost looks like Willy just like pasted some clouds in front of the default New Super Mario Bros. U background, which if you didn't know is like a big black screen. Yeah. Oh, Nabbit. I've heard you cause this mod to crash sometimes. That was my all-time double favorite stuff, and I may never see it again. Ah, there's no time to stand around. He was headed for Acorn Plains. Ah, yes, Acorn Plains. Lovely. Yeah, so there's a few very minor things, honestly, nothing too big in this mod, which like it's a little buggy, you could say, or like wasn't changed even though it probably should have been. That's one of them. Though I'm pretty sure really he might have already made a version without that, or he will do so at some point. But yeah, this is the Cavern Express 1-2. Looking pretty cool. Also, like a newer stage, like a lot of the stages in this mod, honestly. The way this effect was like made isn't by just moving the train itself, it's by actually moving ground. So if you look at the ground, you can see it's kind of like a repeating pattern, and that's because it's actually the lava block from New Super Mario Bros. U 8-1, I think. And then the background itself is also part of that, because like Willy remodeled it a little bit. And so everything but the train is actually the thing that's moving. But because you're not really interacting with the ground too much, you can't notice that. But if you were to like jump on the ground, you'd automatically go to the left a bit, I think. So that's the way you can kind of break the illusion if you want to. Also, this music really isn't that like interesting. Just like the stage itself, honestly, it's not a very like exciting or difficult stage. I say as I'm about to die, I think. Oh, I'm not dead. What? I thought you'd only get crushed by the screen. Maybe that's not the case in Ultra Scroll. No, it is. What? I'm not sure why I didn't die right there. Maybe I was like super close, but just not barely. And the star coins in this stage are also beautiful examples of Willy Maker star coins. Yeah, if I jump, you can see I kind of go along with the train. And that's because the train is actually not moving. The rest of the stuff is. And you can also see some examples of invisible Goombrats once again. And yeah, now you can see everything is stopped. And the pipe like moves into place. Yeah, it's also, I mean, it's a fine stage. Nothing wrong with it. I would say we like could have been a little bit more exciting. And the way the pipe kind of moved into place at the end and everything stopped looks a little weird. But it's a fine stage overall. I don't think any of the stages in this mod are like terrible or anything. Just they could have used some more polish here and there, I think. Okay, but we're not going to go on to the tower, which isn't the tower yet. We're going on to 2-3, TE Valley. No, wait, TE Valley-3, Fires of the Future. So this is one concept that Willy is a really big fan of, I think, like the whole time travel stage. You'll see what I mean. So the idea of the stage is that this is the present, and this is the future, I guess. It's like an apocalypse. He was originally going to do like a present and past stage, but that would have ended up too much like the Oasis stage, which we showed in the last episode, because like the idea would have been that this was like a lush area and then it turns into a desert later. So I suggested these should do the future stage instead, which is how we ended up with this very volcanic stage. This makes this a little like weird divide where half of the stage is like super difficult kind of and the other half is really easy. I don't really think that like those kinds of mechanics where like the stage changes if you go through a door or through a pipe or anything are too good, honestly. They don't result in the best of stages most of the time. Oh, I'm about to die, I think. There we go. Also, this stage is the problem where it like the first half is probably the hardest part, and then like it gets increasingly easy. It's a little weird. You don't see that too often. I do like something about this stage is like, right, if we go over here, if you remember this sandpit construction right here, and then we look in the future section of this stage, you can see the same kind of format is also used in the future section, but then now lava pillars, and that actually goes across the entire stage. Like the tiling is almost identical and stuff. That's really cool. I do like that, but I still think it doesn't make for the best of stages, this kind of mechanic. That's a classic Willy Maker saga right there. I think around here is also where the lava starts rising, which kind of comes out of nowhere and is indicated by the screen shaking, but that's not even really that apparent, I think. And then here, I think we're going underground. Not sure why it was decided that the stage should end underground, but honestly I think it's fine. Like varies things up a little.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Right, onto the tower, which once again, just like in World 1, isn't the tower, it's Totem Pole Trouble. So this stage is obviously very inspired by New Super Mario Bros. 2, like 2-3 or something. I don't remember, I don't play New Super Mario Bros. 2 that much. But yeah, oh! We're dead. Cool. So, that tile set I think was made for, might have been made for Super Mario Evolution actually. I don't remember completely. It wasn't made for any of my remake mods, funnily enough, even though it is a tileset remake. But yes, this tileset was originally made for something else, and then like at some point Willy asked like, "Hey, would you want to make a totem tileset?" And I said, "Do I have news for you?" Because I had already made this tileset, and it looks alright. I mean, I would have probably, the thing I like the least is these heads. They look a little like over shaded compared to the rest of the things. I think I tried a little too much to make it look like different from the original. That's something I would have probably changed. But yeah, I think Willy actually considers this one of his worst stages in the mod. I would say it's probably like the third best stage in the mod. Like, even though it doesn't really have much of a mechanical progression like I was talking about last episode, I do think it like I don't know, just it feels very Nintendo-y, the way the different mechanics are thrown at you and like the way it's constructed. It feels a lot like the original stage, but isn't a carbon copy or anything like that. So I think it's really well designed. Like, I would have totally believed it if this stage would have been a New Super Rubber Shoe the way it is right now. So, yeah. Yeah, I criticize this mod a lot, because I think it's good to be critical. I'm also critical about my own stuff, I think. But, I do think this stage is very praiseworthy, in fact. Oh, we should probably be careful, right? I don't have any... Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think we need, like, a shell for this star coin. Yeah. Alright. We found the shell, guys. I guess I should say that the shell found us. Or the shell's owner found us. Oh, we didn't even get a midway. Are you kidding me? I thought we'd already gone one. Right, I guess I'll skip back to the to where we were then, because I'm not gonna make you guys sit through this whole stage again. I suppose without getting that bonus room, the stage is actually quite a bit shorter, which is interesting. Oh, yeah, right, we didn't even have to go down there. The shell got it for us. How kind of you, Shell. Hey, yeah, the midway's right there. Alright. Yeah, I skipped the star coin this time. But like I've already been repeating quite a few times, the star coins in this mod are really not needed for anything. You don't get any special stages or anything like that. I would probably make these guys shoot ice balls instead of fire, because like that makes more sense with them being dead, at least by Mario logic. That makes more sense. But it's fine either way. Oh, can we get it? There we are. Whoa, we're already up to 34 lives. Wow, how did I do that? I've only been playing for like a little while. That's the side coin. Line jumps. Okay. Interesting how I think that was the first Power Koopa in the entire stage. At the very end. That's fine. Yeah, like I said, it's a really good stage, I think, that one. But we'll be getting some even better stages further on. Guys, I think Mario's delusional. He just kicked nothing. Yeah, sadly we won't be going to Peach's Castle this mod. Maybe after Deserted 4, we'll be heading to Peach's Castle. Who knows? Hey. I think it's mathematically always possible to complete that that section without getting hit at all. I think so. Right, so here's Searing Sakuras, which is a stage created, I think originally Sierra started it and then she got bored of it, so Willy Maker completed like 90% of the stage. Or might have been that he completed the entire stage, I don't know. But it's a really good stage. It's arguably the best stage in the mod, in fact. So yeah, if you hadn't noticed, it's like a desert Japan theme, which makes no sense because there are no deserts in Japan, as I've pointed out to Willy like multiple times. But oh well, we're here, so why not? And I do think the background looks really nice, and like the tile sets do actually fit together quite nicely as well. So this is not the way you're supposed to get this star coin, even though it's probably like maybe even easier than just doing this. I think the way you're supposed to get it is like, yeah, that. Lines, jump, okay. Got some more lovely feet over there. The feet are dead, sorry. Yeah, so this stage has the mechanics of well, currently only bamboo and lakitus, but later also sand pillars. I guess you could also say that the Koopas and Power Koopas are mechanics, but honestly, like those kinds of main enemies I would never consider mechanics of stages because they're present in like most stages. So yeah, I guess that kind of thing is subjective. Oh, see that's misleading. This is a red Koopa, but here if I throw it, you can see it actually has a green after image because it's actually a green Koopa, and that's why it walked up the stairs. But I was expecting it not to walk up the stairs because it was a red Koopa, or at least it looked like one. It was a green Koopa in disguise, like a spy Koopa. Oh, some weird wacky zooms. Ooh, wacky zooms. I always put my zoom areas on like sections where the player is going to jump right through. So that you'll never have anything like that happening where you can walk back and forth and activate and deactivate the zoom. like I'm doing right now. But that's not really that big of a deal, honestly. But I like the way the sand pillars are used in this stage because they're actually like more obstacles than actual mechanics the players want to interact with. Because if you get hit by one of the sand pillars, you actually like get pushed up to the ground and piranha plant, which well, obviously hurts the player. So I think that's a really nice usage of that mechanic. Oh, guys, there are some more lovely feet, and we killed the feet once again. Nice little coin section. You don't always want to hide star coins in like every little nook and cranny you can find them. It's also nice to just hide some coins here and there. And that was that stage done.
Oh yeah, Mario time. Yeah.
So obviously we'll be doing the well, mushroom stage first before doing the next stage, which is an airship, I think. Static Sands, which as far as I know involves 0 mushroom platforms, but whatever, it's fine. Even though it might be a little bit of an odd choice, I think. I do feel like the music fits this stage quite well. Like you wouldn't think of Booyah Bass or whatever it's called as like, oh yeah, of course, Electric Desert, you know. Yeah, that's what that is, but I think it fits well regardless. Oh, I thought we were gonna die there for a sec. Jeez, I thought like I'd missed a platform. Oh yeah, also something interesting about this background. If I stand still, you can see it like moves very irregularly, which kind of throws me off when you look at it. But it's fine when you kind of move around because it's always moving when you're moving, so it's fine. Yeah, so this stage is all about the electric stuff in the game, or actually pretty much just amps, I think. Oh, god, okay. And also tile gods, which I'm not too big of a fan of this like very liberal tile god usage, but I mean it's fine in certain circumstances, but not in the way it's used in this stage mostly. Right, so I can show a fun little bug in this section if I can get it to work. Which is to do with newspapers who use very wacky momentum. There we go. So, what just happened there? Because obviously if you're hitting an amp, you should, like, oh, I'm going to start one, cool. You should just, like, stand still and then fall down. Well, the way newspapers use momentum works is it actually just, like, adds your momentum, which you have from, like, platforms, on top of your, like, momentum you get from moving around yourself. Therefore, because we jump off of the spine coaster, we get that spine coaster's momentum, even though we're no longer on it. And it also doesn't decrease like it would in real life. Therefore, even though we hit the thing, our standstill position is actually us moving to the right, because the spine coaster can move to the right. That's a fun little bug. I don't think that was really the intention of that section, but it's something that I think I discovered that on myself. But I think Sierra also found that herself. And yeah, it's a funny little thing. Now I don't know whether this is intentional or not, but like I've seen multiple people now be confused by this star coin because they thought there was nothing below it, but there's actually like this little platform. I think that's mostly because it like blends in with the background so much, but also because like you kind of assume there to be no platform because that makes the star coin really easy, I think. But that's just like a little funny like reverse psychology thing, I guess. Oh, we have to go all the way back to the first. Yeah, this is also pretty well designed, I think. Like the way the moving platforms are used in conjunction with the amps and also the tile gold usage, though it is a little strange, I think is well like used in mechanics wise. So, yeah. Quite an obvious little star coin down here. So this has the best troll in the mod, I think. It's another like reverse psychology kind of troll, I think. You can see we've been hitting P switches, not P switches, just regular question mark switches. Obviously you want to hit this, but if you're paying attention, which most people aren't, I guess, you can see that like obviously that would do something, and yeah. So I've seen like almost everybody get trolled by that, except for Mr. Bengtson, who made the Small Super RPG mod, which we were playing earlier. So good for him. I do like how the mechanics kind of integrated into the last little section. You know, you have the classic staircase, but it gets spawned by the tile gods. That's nice. Okay, and now on to the penultimate stage, spin block boat. So the idea of calling an airship stage a boat is a little bit strange, but it had to be that for alliteration. This stage is actually super duper bright. If you look at the background, it looks a little strange, like it looks a little too yellow, I think. But I think Woody tried for ages to get that right, and I guess he got as close as he could. Should probably not grab that fire flower, should I? Whatever. Yeah, this is an auto-scrolling airship stage. And it's an alright stage. I don't think it's great, honestly. Especially some of the star coins are a little strange. No, well. I do think it's something that has over some of the other airship auto-scrollers you'll see in normal Nutrabju games. Is that it's very like eventful and like you can do a lot of stuff. And also you have to make sure to like always be ready for things, because sometimes you have to activate things in a very specific moment or you'll die or get crushed in this case. Like if you weren't paying attention, you have to spin this, otherwise you'll die, that kind of stuff. Which that's not something Nintendo themselves like to do too much. Maybe because it's a little too difficult. But I like the way it's used in this stage. I don't think there's anything up here, is there? Oh, well, guess I can't tell. It's a bit weird to think that there's mushrooms right here. Like, are these mushrooms part of the airship, or are they like floating along with the airship? Like, the idea is that we're moving, right? So why the mushrooms? I suppose they do have a little bit of a mechanical look, so maybe the lore is that they are actually part of the airship down below or something. Just do this. I think, do we want to try this? Nah, I don't really want to, but you can actually go over the top here. Which I don't think was intended, but it's actually pretty nice for people who forget to spin that little section right there, and so they still have this tiny chance to get. I just fell through that platform. Wow, GG Nintendo. You guys saw that, right? Like I fell through it. Also, the path just changed. What? Thank you, Simu. Yeah, I just fell through the platform. All right. I guess I'll see you guys back at the platform I fell through. What? You can just walk on these, right? Yeah, you can. Look, you're supposed to not be able to fall through them. What? That was weird. Oh yeah, it is one of the hardest star coins in the the mod. I'm not gonna get it. You have to be so like precise with your movement after you spin that block, because otherwise you won't make it timing wise. Alright, so time to fight Dry Bowser Jr. I think. I mean, he's looking a little alive to be dry, I think, but I guess Grey Bowser Jr. maybe. Who knows? I've always found this boss fight quite hard, honestly. Like it's definitely probably the second or third toughest boss fight in the game. Probably second actually. I don't think like I was thinking maybe Ludwig, but Ludwig is honestly not that hard. Oh come on, that's not fair. What happened right there? 3 bombs. Woo. Whoa! I almost. Right, let's wait for him to throw a bomb this time. Just do that. There we go. You guys see that? I was like standing on nothing there for a second. I honestly thought I was dead. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to re-record that bloody airship again. But no, it's fine. Also, we have this cutscene. I guess it makes sense. I don't know why this section uses the totem pole background instead of the other airship background. Whatever. We also have a dry question mark airship hand. Alright then. I mean, it's just white. Maybe it's like a gloved airship hand. Would have been cool if that had been made like a skeleton hand. But I mean, it's a little too much effort for a little too little, I suppose. Okay, Dry Temple, final stage. I don't think this stage is even that hard. Like, it's not like Final Castle like in that way. Not super tough. Oh god. I remember this stage took really ages to make because of this tile set. Just like the World 1 castle actually, which also used a like a probably even more annoying tile set. But then even when he finished it, I still had to go through and fix his tiling here and there. Oh, I shouldn't do this. Okay, I thought I was dead there. Honestly. But yeah, so even though it doesn't look like it, maybe these castle tasks are quite annoying to work with because you always have to be careful with like the grid, because you form this kind of grid of 1x2 tiles, which you always have to adhere to yourself. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but yeah. Yeah, that was probably the hardest section in the stage, and now it's just like more normal versions of these bike pillars. Pretty cool remix, I guess. What is this from? Super Mario Land, I think? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, man. No! Okay, well, I guess... Alright, I guess we can get that star coin regardless, because I accidentally killed myself. I know that wasn't on purpose. Okay, so this time we're going to keep this Koopa alive. Because you actually need to, yeah, do that for that star coin. Not that I really care about the star coin so much, because as you can see in my rerun of this stage, I didn't even get the first one. Oh lord, can we do this? Oh, we can. Cool. Not sure whether that's intended or not, but alright. Here's something interesting. Secret midway. I mean, it's only kind of a secret. There's like coins right into the wall there, so most people will probably be able to find that. I hope at least. Because that's the only midway you're getting in this stage, I think. Yeah, because I think we're gonna fight the boss fight like right now, right? Yeah. So if you haven't realized yet by these banners or by the fact that we had like quote unquote dry Bowser Jr. just now, we're going to fight Dry Bowser. Who, no, he doesn't have blue fire. Stop commenting it at other people's videos, because it's, as far as we know, not really possible to change the color of his fire. At least not yet with the current documentation and tools. But yeah, the model replacement itself is honestly really impressive, I think. I don't remember who did it actually. The model replacement. I don't think it was Giant Thunder, it might have been. And that was the boss fight done, alright. I mean, obviously not, but you know. I do hope we're not gonna die again because I am not amazing at this boss fight, I would say. And we don't have any power-ups. Yeah. And suddenly Kamek appears. And I honestly have no idea whether this was intentional or something that just happened, but look at this camera, like, that's going on. It's so weird. I'm not sure whether that's intentional or not, but oh well. And here we are. This background took a while to figure out because the perspective in the original game was very strange. But I think it turned out alright. The actual wall was completely different, I think, from the original. But yeah, it looks fine, I think. It's cool how you can see the pyramids and stuff in the background. And we got the Wii version of the music. I think it's actually from like one of the Mario and Sonic games, this particular remix. Also, I'm not sure why Dry Bowser Jr. is so dark. I don't think that's intentional. There we go. Oh. Yes, this is always the most jank part of the boss fight, I think. This like whole shell dodging thing. It's just really annoying and not very consistent and stuff, and I don't know, I just don't really like it. Right. Once again, no blue fire. Stop commenting it, guys. Oh lord, alright. Oh, And I'm dead. Like I predicted, I suppose. Oh, I don't even have any power-ups. Damn. Wait. Did you see Mario fall there? Oh, he fell from the airship because I died in the boss fight. Oh, is that... Whoa, that's really cool actually. I'd never noticed that before. There's 0 power-ups, isn't there? Wait, really? That must be a power-up, right? No, there isn't. Damn, alright. Well, we might die a few more times then, guys. Be prepared. Okay, so this is around the station we died last time. Let's see if I won't repeat that error this time. And once again, if I am saying this in a video, that means that, hey, I succeed. Epic. But you do like this. Oh, we got knocked out. I do like how at least we don't die when that happens. Okay. Cool. Ouch. Ah! Oh, we're not dead. Oh, I thought we were gonna die there. I wasn't sure how big the hitbox was. Okay, only one more hit to go. Oh god. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Get wrecked. Alright, there we go. Now, unlike what some channels, I won't name any names, would have you believe, there is no credits after this. So some naughty channels have uploaded this boss fight with by giving credit. That's fine, but they then stitch the credits to the end, even though it's not even there, just so they can make their video like 10 minutes long or something. Yeah, I have no idea why Bowser Jr. is so dark. I don't think that's intentional. That's just my ROM once again being the lovely self it is. Yeah, here we are.
Thank you.
Hello, Peach. It's funny how this is actually not like even a pre-made cutscene. This is actually a level you can enter if you want, or not even a level, like an area in the same level. So if you wanted to, you could change this entire scene, or even use that background in your own level. But I think that's it. Yes, Mario's kicking the air. Well done, Mario. You've successfully destroyed your mental demons, I guess. No, because we can't see the smoke, so it's not completely made up. I don't know. Yay indeed, Mario. Yay indeed. Also, I'm saying Mario. I should say Mario. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a yeah, right. There's a like the unused version of 1-1 right here. The end, or the end, if you want. Once again, no boom boom. But we do actually have an airship this time. Wow. Unused level 1. Oh, so are there more unused levels? I wonder. I don't think so. Yeah, so this is the unused version of 1-1. Like I said at the very beginning of the first part of this playthrough, 1-1 was actually the last stage that was like finished, or well, the last stage that was started at least. That was because the original version of 1-1 got replaced because it wasn't that great. I mean, it's not terrible or anything. It's just a little dull, maybe. Yeah, the way that thing just rolled off the side there looked a little glitchy. And once again, we have lovely feet. Absolutely amazing. Oh, that wasn't in the original version of this stage. Shoutouts to the best random cave section 2020. Oh, whoops. Hello, spike ball. Yeah, so that section really didn't have much of anything interesting going on in it. But it was there regardless, and I appreciate it for that. Yeah, you can see why this version of the stage was deleted, hopefully. The whole mechanical progression thing I was talking about, mostly last episode, is only whoa, that was a Kaiser block right there. It's only barely present here. Can we still get this? Oh, we can, cool. Where are we heading? Oh, yes. P-switch coin run section. Woo. Epic. Maybe a little too easy, but then again, it is 1-1. Yeah, the way these are actually remodeled rolls. The way they roll off things is a little weird, especially slopes. Because I don't think they were actually ever intended to use slopes. Maybe? I'm not sure actually. Oh, there's a star coin right up there. No star coin. See if we can get that somehow. Oh yeah, easy. And there we go. I guess because there's a secret exit right here, that means that Wii doesn't want us to continue. And that also, I presume, means that there's no other unused levels. I think the other stage in World 4 is like a background test or something. But that's really not that interesting for a Let's Play, I think. So with that, I think we're ending the Let's Play right here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already and you feel like it, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I keep making content right now for like almost every single day. I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. I'll probably be doing more Nick's Review Let's Plays in the future. But that's been it. So thanks for watching, and bye-bye.